Welcome to Consciousness Chronicles. I am Linda Christine, and I'm here with my beautiful friend Millie America, and we're going to pull from the magic jar today.
Well, a good one.
And we need to fill this magic jar, by the way. We're running out of ideas. Mental health and emotional resilience. Wow, that's a biggie. What do you think, my dear? How's your mental health and emotional resilience doing?
Actually, my mental health is good. I see things very differently since November. I've been seeing things very differently. I've stepped out of the victimhood mode into a powerful mode, understanding why things have happened, why they needed to happen, and just being grateful that I've had such powerful lessons and people in my life to help me grow spiritually and emotionally. And not judging myself for who I am and what I believe in. You know what I mean? Like, that's huge because part of our mental health is we judge ourselves based on how society chooses to see us. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. Um, yeah, I feel like my mental health has gotten better too in the past few months, which I don't know. I guess it's maybe just going to keep getting better as time goes on, as long as we're conscious and working on it and aware of it. But I'm finding myself more at a place of peacefulness, which to me, when you can reside in a place of peacefulness, you become very resilient and you're just naturally deflecting and witnessing everything that's going on around you rather than taking it on and getting all spun up and out of control because you're hearing this going on and that going on. It's more like, okay, I see where things are going on the planet. I see the tragedy. Do I like it? No. Do I want to get involved in it? No. I'm just going to witness it and be neutral to it and keep working on this in here because that's the only thing I can control. And that brings me peace and that makes me feel resilient.
Had this need most of my life to help the underdog, like just especially children in the foster care system, children who needed homes. Um, you can't fight against a system that's so um, corrupted. You can try, but the thing is, it does affect you. You're one person, it does affect you. And the same is with all the things that are experiencing in the world. We can stand in our knowing and actually send all the incredible prayers and energy. We can lift people up day and night. Those who are in the front lines, oh my God, they're my heroes. Those who are making differences, my heroes. Um, I don't know how to fix what is so broken. It has to come from other people that have deep power, you know? So rather than fight against something that I keep seeing time and time again personally, um, destroy those around me or parts of myself, I have stepped back from anything that requires me to put energy into a system that is so broken that I cannot. I'm only responsible for it. And everybody has some kind of system. I remember meeting the woman who changed the platform for sexual abusers with children, pedophiles. she was the one that created with a lot of push how, because it happened to her from her ex-husband to her child, how to make sure that it became a federal, like every time they move, you have to report in. You have to know. It wasn't from state to state anymore, from county to county. She made it federal. And it took years and it took a part of her soul with it. And I think that those people who actually make differences in this world brought here to do just that have to have something about them in their mental health and in their desire to just shift the world. Either mine has just turned off recently, or mine just mentally, I have been able to just go, I'm done. And maybe that's part of it, like we have to know what we can carry that is affecting us and what we can set down. I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
No, you are. It reminds me of last week's conversation when we were talking about the tower moment. It's like a universal tower moment right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the point in fighting it? We have to have the chaos come forward
Yeah.
and do its thing and tear down these systems. And those elite Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, are doing their last ditch effort, and the chaos is just going to become, I believe, insane this year. And we're all going to have to just really try to just stay within and not get too wrapped up in it, or it's going to really hurt emotionally, I think, and really put a number on all of us if we get too overly involved in it.
And I also feel that when things like this happen, even though we're being preoccupied with other stuff, it does wake a lot of people up.
Yes. Yes.
The tower moment or the shaking is needed to wake people up. So you and I have sat through wine and coffee about these conversations. So we're gonna save it for another day. But I do believe that my mental health has been one that I've been working on since I had a nervous breakdown in April, and a really bad nervous breakdown. And I want it out of this world. And I think that looking back now, 9 months ago or 8 months ago, to see how different I am feeling and how much stronger in the healing, it's night and day. And at that moment, I didn't think I could survive what I was surviving. And if there's anybody that's going through shit and they think that this is it, they can't do it, please reach out, please go get help, because I am here still because of dear friends who actually put me out of the dark. And I don't think I would be here without you and a few others who literally shook me up. And when your mental health gets to that point where you feel that you're not needed in this world, or that you don't matter, or that the situation or the circumstances are just the most horrific events that could happen to you, I promise you that there is another side to that. There is light at the end of the tunnel. To hit rock bottom, and sometimes we have to hit rock bottom in order to see the shift that's happening in our lives. Sometimes your life has to be turned upside down, inside out, with the guts right there, so you can look at it from a different perspective. And at that moment, you might not see. You might need to get yourself to a doctor. You might need to get medication. You might need to get a ton of people to help you stand up again. But it's going to be more prevalent as the months go. So I hope that those who really feel that they're at the end of their existence, they can choose otherwise, because it's you need people. Reach out to me, reach out to Linda, reach out to somebody, because you're worth being here. You're not here by mistake. So yeah, mental health is
I
and this year
remember
is
that.
going
Scared the shit
this
out of me.
yeah. And this year is going to create a lot of havoc. So
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to need to reach out to those people if you feel like things are too insurmountable for you to handle. And I remember that moment, Millie, and I remember reaching out to April, and we were both in a panic, not knowing what to do. But now looking back and seeing what's happened to you since April to now, oh my God, can you imagine if you would have missed that? All those
Yeah,
beautiful things
yeah.
that have happened to you, that beautiful man that came into your life.
Right after that, that
Yeah,
beautiful
and where
man
you're
happened within
living.
weeks right after. Yeah,
So to me, that's validation that you have to get so close to that point and hit that rock bottom.
yeah.
That's total validation.
And to see my worth wasn't wrapped around one specific label that I had, because we do spend our lives labeling ourselves with what we are and what we do and who we are, who we hang around with, and that is this compartmentalizing that we do. And when one side of that just shifts, I remember when I left my world, when I left my company and the corporate world, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I know you experienced this. Where was I? Who was I? I wasn't good enough, you know. And when we've left relationships that did not serve us, we immediately fall, well, now when we failed, what am I going to do now? I mean, it's a beautiful experience to get. We're looking back at things and going, in spite of it all, and missing the people that matter to me more than anything in this world. I also know that there is timing for everything. And if we just hang on long enough to experience what's to come and not get caught up in the failing part, which is just transitional. Oh my God. You know, we're so hard on ourselves. We judge ourselves so badly, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's some basic tools that we forget about to help us just get through. And the thing I've heard from people that I've worked with is like, well, I just don't know how to get through this. Well, I'll tell you, just do it one step at a time. Just one day. Take one day. Wake up with an intention for something beautiful during that day. Do something for you that lights you up. Journal about what's in here to get it out here and move it through and send it to source. What
I
other
agree.
tools would you offer people?
You know what? I think what worked for me was reaching out. Actually, I didn't reach out. You people reached out because I was done. Um, my oldest son was he hit rock bottom and because of this, and um seeing how it affected him shook me, because you don't think about those you love, how you affect them by your decisions. And I think that woke me up more than anything. The fact that I still had a reason to be here, a reason to live. And the worst days of my life could be behind me, not in front of me. And when you think about that, the worst days of your life, you've conquered the worst shitty days of your life. They're behind you. You got some great days ahead. And me shifting that and realizing that no matter how angry, no matter how hurt, no matter how devastated, you can be in a situation because of a challenge or a circumstance. You lost control of something. And it comes down to that when you lose control of a situation or something. You know what? That's when your mental health gets, because you see the illusion of control. We have no control of anything. Our lives can be taken just like that, or those around us. But if you think about what's ahead with joy and how the worst days are behind you, that doesn't mean you're not going to have some crappy days ahead, but the worst situations are behind you. You're going to be okay. And yes, there might be lessons, powerful lessons ahead. But if you hang on to those bumps on the road, on the other side of that, there's actually something to look forward to.
And maybe going back and just doing kind of a recapitulation of your life, you know, and looking at those other times where you thought, I'm so screwed, I'm
Yeah.
going to get through this. And then what happened after that, how it got better, to offer yourself, your mental self, the idea that, yeah, it's going to get better. I can get through this. I can be resilient.
And get help.
Yeah.
Seriously, get help.
Surround yourself with
Because,
friends, you know, that
yeah,
everybody has someone, at least someone, one person in their life that they can talk to. I would hope that's the case.
you would hope. Yeah.
Or reach out to someone like, you know, in our community.
You're not alone. I promise you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. This is a really hard one. I think and it's important for people to know that they're not alone on this
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. And there are alternatives to checking out,
Yeah.
most definitely. I love you so much, and I
I
appreciate
love you.
vulnerability.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody for being here. Bye bye.